What's up? What's up? What's up?
What up?
What's going
I'd like to
on?
welcome
What's going
everybody
on?
to the I Just Think Different podcast. I'm your host, James. And we're sitting here with some fathers in America. That's what we're talking about right here. We're talking about fatherhood in America and what does that mean? What does that look like? What it sound like? What it feel like? I'm personally not a dad, but um, you know, I'm still influence on a younger child, on a younger person that has an effect on them. So what I do is effective to them. So
hmm
if I walk a straight line and they can see positive things from me, then hopefully they can learn from that and they can also well go, be successful and do some of the things that I do that they can use to build up their strengths. What they shouldn't do is take on my negative traits, which we all have. We all got a lot of stuff we hide and don't really like to talk about. And that's very, very strong in the black culture, man. Like they got all these hidden type of agendas and things that happened in the past where you never really find out until you well into your 20s, 30s, and found out that so and so happened several years ago. And it's like, why couldn't you tell me that? You know, like what happens to just being honest at home and having that home foundation of, you know, come talk to me about anything because I'd rather you learn it up in here than learn it out there. And if I'm
I
teaching
feel
it
you
to
on
you
that.
right, then at least if I'm giving you the core values of what right really is, at least you can take that and use that as a model. Because ultimately, as an adult and growing up, you're gonna fall into whatever you fall into on your own. So an example could be I'm in a household and it's my dad is abusing my mom and he's he's doing her wrong and I either got two things, you know, I can sit here and become like my dad, or I could not become like my dad. So the point I'm making is at the end of the day, even though you see violence and wrong stuff going on, you still got a choice to make at the end of the day, whether you gonna follow that or you gonna be better. Yeah, I come from a bad neighborhood, but I don't do bad neighborhood stuff. You see what I'm saying? I was never out there on the block or shooting people or gambling or doing anything that just looked crazy. Wasn't robbing people, wasn't breaking in, wasn't doing any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, um, and look at me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have a criminal record, but however, as a black man, I do have I did have it may still be, but I have been in jail. It was only for 14 hours. I got a taste of that jail or what that felt like, man. And
You got to touch that cell life.
oh man, got a touch of that cell life, man. And yeah, that's not cool. And speaking of cool, it was very cool in there. It's freezing in the cell.
Yeah, bro. I
That's
think
something I'll tell you about,
jail is made to break you. If
man.
you're not a strong-minded person, it will break you. You got to be a strong-minded person to be able to do time in any type of penal institution. You got
Yeah,
to be a strong-minded person. You go in there weak, they gonna smell that. They gonna smell that a mile away, and you're a victim.
yeah,
You ain't got to go in there. My wife always asks, when you went to the joint, did they do this? The hell no, they ain't do that. What you see on TV is totally different than what goes on in there actually. You know what I'm saying? And I seen it firsthand. One guy went in there. We went in at the same time. He was a same minded guy. I mean, this dude was smart, talking to me every day, knew what was going on. By the time he got to the where he had to spend his time at in the penitentiary, the man was nuts. I mean, literally nuts. He couldn't cope with it. He couldn't do shit. I mean, he wasn't taking showers no more. He wasn't eating. It took him over. That's why I say you have to be a strong-minded person to be able to do time in any penal institution. Everybody be like, "Oh, fair joint is this," and any penal institution, because basically you're in a cage. You locked down for somebody else to tell you when to eat, sleep, shit, and piss. I don't let my wife or my mother, for a fact, tell me when to do that. Only when my mother did that was when I was younger, when I was her child. But as an adult, I want my freedom. You know, this is what I want to do.
Right. So I'm gonna ask both of y'all, since y'all both fathers. First of all, how many kids y'all got?
I
I
got
got
four.
two.
You got two,
I
Tim?
got four.
You got four.
Four. Two boys, two girls.
Two boys, two girls. All right, so let's start with you, Lee. As a father, what does that mean to you to be a father?
What it means to be a father to me, I want my kids. It's a part of me. It's a legacy part of me, and the woman who I was it with at that time. I got two kids by my wife, two girls by my wife. That's a token of us. That's an offspring of us. I want my daughters to cherish life. I just got on them today. Everything is not a joke, a game. They want to play the game. They think one of my oldest daughter think everything is la-las and rainbows. I told her, baby, it's a cruel world out there. Ain't nobody gonna care about making you cry, and they ain't gonna walk up to you and kiss you. Oh, it's gonna be all. They're gonna make you cry and walk right over you. Then you're gonna be very hurt. You have to prepare yourself for that. Everything ain't peaches and cream all the time, and rainbows and pinks and unicorns and all that. You got to toughen yourself up. You got to prepare yourself right now while she's 10. 10 more years, you'll be 20. Are you going to be ready for that when that happens? Because right now you still in the baby stage. So I got to put the sense of life into my children. I don't want my kids going out there and doing the dumb stuff. Now my sons live in Chicago. I don't know what they into. They don't keep in touch with me because of the things that they mothers done told them about me. But why should you judge me on one half and don't hear the whole story? You know. But I know for a fact that my oldest son just made 18. He's traveling. I know he's traveling. I know he having sex. He got him a little girlfriend. As long as I tell him, as long as you prepare yourself for the baby and the things that comes along with that, go ahead, have fun. Do you? You young. I did it when I was young. Why not? I lived all my 20s. I didn't get married till the end of my 20s. I got married when I was 28, 29. So I live my 20s. Go ahead, do your thing. But my girls, I be on them because I don't want them. I don't want them to be the woman to depend on the man and the man boss them around and tell them what to do. Hell no, for what? That's your stuff. That's your house. That's your car. You do what you want to do. You take control of your home. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it, bro. It's an offspring of me. It's a token of me, and to prepare them
Now,
for life.
now I feel like I gotta ask you something. You said your boys are it's a different little rules for the boys. So I feel like men kind of let men slide a little bit, like let them do a little something different. And my girls, you don't want that, but um, as
My
men,
boys are the same. My boys are the same way though too, James. I always tell them about education. Education is a must. I may not have made it to college, but I'm damn sure not a dummy.
right?
I always put that in them. But with a man, it's different because a man can go out there. He can learn the ropes of the streets. He can learn the trade. He can learn the tricks of the trade. He can learn things. Period. A man is like the backbone to a woman. A woman is a woman. You have to show them the way. You have to guide them. You know what I'm saying? Some women already got that. You don't have to do that. That's what I'm trying to get my daughters to be. They already got it. They don't need it.
All right. So with a man, quote unquote, being a man and being a man gives you this certain type of energy of always feeling like I got it, you the way, I'm the way, it goes my way and I got to figure it out. And women seems like stuff is more handed to them and they got to just follow something is what you getting at?
Not all the time. Some women do that. Some women do need to be guided like that. But some women are strong just like the man is. They got the knowledge just like the man is. They might not have the strength, but they got the knowledge just like the man does. That's what I want my kids to have the knowledge. They might not be cock diesel strong, but they got the knowledge to know, hey, you fucking with me. You XYZ, you not good for me. I need to get better my education so I can get to this point. And then after I get to this point, what else can I do to get to the next point? You see what I'm saying?
Right. All right, Terrence, what it mean to you?
Fatherhood, oh man. I mean, what it
Yo,
means to me is really what it did to me. What fatherhood did to me is it made me grow up. Like I was really on from just in college, kind of going about my way, kind of thing. Trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. I tell my students now because I teach, and I tell my students that I used to think I was gonna be I used to think I was gonna be a rapper or a football player. And I was like, and I'm looking at it now at 45. I'm like, man, that was really silly of me at the time. And so what fatherhood ended up is pushing me towards this path that I'm on. And so it's a blessing. I'm like, well, I pray every week about just the fact that I've been blessed with the honor of having two kids who come through my loins and one kid with, through a relationship. So that's three boys, that I've been blessed with the opportunity to guide some boys in this world. So it's an honor, it's a duty. You know what I'm saying? It's a way to help a kid, help a new spirit in this world, a new child in this world, figure out, who they supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And so it's something I really I treasure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you feel like the pros or cons is of raising a daughter versus a son, or do you feel it's equal? It's just kids,
Oh,
kids, and you just an adult.
yeah. I want a daughter. That's number one. But
Yeah.
no, I don't. You raise them for who they are. I don't get into I understand we live in a patriarchal society, and that's not necessarily something I agree with. That's what it is. And
Right.
so, raising a daughter in this world, she would know that you are right now living in a society that is dominated by men, for right or for wrong. You know what I'm saying? And you got to understand what that is. And hopefully, we don't. It don't have to be that way. So I don't want to raise a girl to feel like that she has to be operating off of like different rules or different uh character than a boy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That she got to be an honorable character just like the boy got to be. I don't get into like the whole kind of there's like some kind of patriarchy norms I don't really rock with because I just see women as humans. You know what I'm saying? It's just like they got a way of seeing the world that's different from men, and there are some things that are just equal for us. You know what I'm saying? So I can't wait to have a daughter. I think one of the reasons why I didn't want a daughter so long in my life is because I couldn't understand. You know what I'm saying? I was still kind of childish in my ways of how I saw women, how I saw men, the role of us in lives. And it's like now it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that.
It's cool. TC, what you think? Oh, he getting ready. He getting his stuff ready.
He getting it. He getting it in.
Getting it ready. All right. What does it mean to you, TC, to be a father in America?
talking to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Give me that question again. The window was down.
I said, what does it mean to be a father in America to you?
At this day and age, scary.
That too.
But the thing about it is and stuff. I've been blessed with some more than capable and wonderful children. Um, my very own biological. Um, Another set of boys that they show a lot of promise and gain in life and stuff, not only through their biological parents, but foster parents. And then I can see my influence because they have come back to me to report to me to let me know that when I thought I was doing it wrong, I was actually doing it right. So that's just a testament from the men that's been in my life, my father, my grandfathers, both of them. I gravitate to that, and I've watched my uncles and stuff like this, and you learn to mimic what's in front of you. You learn, and by God's grace, to strengthen you and give you wisdom and knowledge is what I pray for every day. But being a father in today's society, you know, is still scary. I would never, and I think everybody can agree with this, no matter how old I get, no matter how old they get, from the smallest to the tallest, I still feel obligated to protect, to lead, to guide, to nurture, to love, to support. Sometimes I can and have been able to, sometimes I cannot, you know, wasn't able to. But it's one thing that my kids, no matter who or what, has never been without. And that's love, obedience, and guidance. You know, I've always steered them to do the right thing, to be the right person they need to be. More than anything, just like, Jimmy, I'll tell you this like this. Daddy told me, and I say this story, and I've repeated this story several different times over the last few years or whatnot, through the years. He hit me with a question of 16 years old. If everybody you know and love died tomorrow, could you take care of yourself? Basically, he said, could you wipe your own ass? And that's what it meant. Could you take care of yourself? And I've never let go of that. And I've never forgotten that. So with that said, regardless to wherever I've been, whatever I've done, whatever I haven't done, whatever I haven't accomplished, my first goal in life before kids was to make the men that I gravitated to proud of who I was and what I was doing. Nobody else really mattered. It really didn't. I'm sorry. Mama, if you're watching, I know you love me. I know you care about me. But my first and foremost thing was to make my father proud of me. And then once I started having kids, my main objective was to take care of them and ultimately never, ever look like a bum in their eyes, no matter how much we had or didn't have, you know. So I take great pride in the fact of no matter what I had to do, right, wrong, indifferent, I provided. It may not be as much as some people wanted, but God willing, through my help, their mother's help, family's help, nobody's ever went without. Nobody's ever had to eat out of a can. Excuse me. Everybody's been clothed. Everybody's had great schooling. Everybody's had love. Of course, kids are going to be kids. They're going to rebel. They're going to grow up. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. But I'm proud to say I was raised by a Marine who ultimately came from a huge family, who ultimately everybody had their own agenda in life. Everybody's had their ups and downs and pitfalls. And I've sat back as a youngin' and grew up and watched all of it. And I wouldn't change a thing in my life that's happened to me up until this point. You know, I'm blessed to still be here. I'm super blessed, as my daddy tells me, you know, to have certain people in my life and to have my kids. They're my strength. you could do anything you want to with me and stuff, and you couldn't phase me. But mess with my kids and stuff, you could tear me down and break me down. You know, that's my weakness. But also,
I
that's
feel
my
you.
ultimate strength. You know, and I just, all of them are, they're scattered around different ages and stuff. You know, for the most part, everybody's successful. You know, Chad being the oldest boy, Taria being the oldest girl. You know, everybody has a story to tell, and I love each and every one of them. And the thing about it is, I remember as fathers. Now I'm gonna ask everybody this question. I mean, it's kind of off the cuff, but it is. I don't know.
True.
I'm kind of embarrassed to say it, man, but to be honest, I always wanted to know what a son or daughter of mine would look like. And that question got answered over and over and over, ultimately 7 times. And the thing about it is, you know, and the question is still being answered with the repetitiveness of grandchildren. So I reach back and look at my heritage and look at myself and then look at my kids and look at my grandkids. And I just love it all, man. I would not change anything for that.
Ah, that's good. So let me
But
ask you this. How much
go ahead.
time do you invest? How much time do you put into your kids? How much time do you invest into your kids?
At this very moment,
Yes.
every day.
Right.
Every day.
I agree with him.
Every day.
Even though I don't see my two sons, if I had the chance to see them every day, it'd be the same as my daughters. You got to invest in the
It,
child every day.
well, I can't say that I see them every day, but I've talked to at least one of the 7 every single day.
Right.
Every single day. Either I call them or somebody's going to call me, you know, regardless. And, you know, if I start adding step and foster and stuff, that number grows. You know, I'm still a current acting in place father as we speak. You know, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that know my story, but I'm doing things and have done things that have been taught and handed down to me. And that's probably the best way I can put that. But this is okay. I don't know if I can go to this direction right now, but on a negative side of it, on a very much negative side of it, people, men that cherish other things more than their kids, I have no love for that.
I feel you
have
on
no
that, brother.
respect for that.
I feel
You
you on
know,
that, brother.
I
I feel
mean,
you on that.
my thing is this: there is nothing more precious in this world than your children.
Yep.
You know, there's a
Yep.
pecking order. You know, there's a
Yep.
pecking order. So I learned at a very young age, of course, it wasn't about me no more.
Right.
It wasn't about me no more.
And it really ain't, brother. I'm married and I got 2 daughters in my marriage. And I do without before they would.
There
You feel
you
what I'm
go.
saying? I
There
do
you
without
go.
before they would. And then I'm gonna make it happen. Well, we all be all right. Yeah, I feel
Absolutely.
you on that.
Right.
You
I feel
know,
you on that.
I'm I could sit up here and start rolling tears if I really think about it, how proud I am of all of my kids. You know,
Right.
And I take no credit. I absolutely take no credit. The only thing I've ever tried to do is just teach them right from wrong and do the right thing. Just like
Exactly.
somebody done for me. And that's all I can ask. And, you know, the boys was always quiet. They did what they do. The girls, oh my God, they got to a certain age and they pushed their independence on me. And the funny thing about it was they wasn't independent. But they wanted to be independent. They thought they were independent, and they was telling daddy that they independent. But at the same time, would trip and fall, you know, oh, daddy, 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 or mama, mama, mama. Really?
Right.
You had to worry about ass a minute ago.
Exactly. Yes.
But
yes.
as parents, you don't harp that against them.
Nope.
You
teach
keep
them.
an open mind. And prime example, and one sticks out in mind is my daughter, Brooklyn. Okay. During my situation, I looked at this girl's face and I seen her in despair. I could read her face and mind, and she thought she had lost me forever. And something clicked in her to where that same question that my father gave me is like he had gave to her. And that moment had came up. So she went from that safety net will always be there to she didn't cry about it. She didn't back down about it. She went dark, dug in, and fought and treated life like there's nobody that can help me, will help me. I got to do this on my own. And she took off. Once I touched down and got my feet back on the ground and started moving forward again, I tried to let her know, your safety net is here. I ain't going nowhere. She didn't need that safety net. She had proven to herself that she could fly on her own and she got this.
Right.
You know, my son Terry told me he's very successful. Pop, you ain't got to worry about this, that, and the other. I said, I'm not. You ain't got to worry about me. Hell, my biggest concern was worrying about you. Well, guess what? I ain't got to worry about him. Grown man, been married a year, off in success. If something happened to me to this day, right now, if this truck all of a sudden flipped over and I was dead and gone, every single last one of them would keep marching on. So, far as I'm concerned, my job is done.
Exactly.
I'm on the relaxed side of it.
And that's what I was telling you earlier. The same thing.
Take care of themselves. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm on the bring on the grandbabies and stuff. You know.
Right. Sit back and have your beer.
Now I gotta
sit back and bounce these grands off my knee and stuff like this because
I got a question.
Put me in a position to have that. And
right.
That's their success story for me. You know.
Right.
You plant that seed, you nurture it, you watch it grow, and here's my harvest right here.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
I got a beautiful family that's spread out. Even my siblings. I cannot tell you how blessed that I am. I don't even know where to start.
Right.
I don't have words for it. So I'm just happy. I'm happy in my own way. And I try to express that to other people, but I am truly blessed and happy in my own way. And it all comes from the capabilities and just my kids. Oh, I love my family. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I love my family. My kids is my world.
Right,
Period.
It's something
Period.
about when you wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning, your daughter, hey dad, that messed me up. I'm like, oh man, I got a kid, I got a little girl. Oh hey baby,
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
I call any of them at any given time and don't want jack shit. Just call because,
Right.
okay, Tierra. I called her because Marquin, her fiance as I call him, I had a dream about him. I love that boy. And I just had to call her and tell her what was on my heart, what was on my mind, you know. So that was important to me. I don't, she said I woke her up, but hey, look, all right, look, let me say what I got to say because I do talk a lot. Gave the information that I had, what was on my heart, and I kept it moving. You know, and she, well, I don't need you to, I just want her to know information that I have to get it out and get it to the people that it's supposed to be given to. I'm just a messenger, man. I'm just a vessel, you know, and I see that there's so much stuff that filters through me that I've got, just like you and your podcast. Okay, this whole situation right here. If people don't understand the light that's shining down on us right now, especially in this time and era, and where we come from to where we are today, you can't see the forest for the trees. These are the
Right.
blessings that people need to sit back and understand and take accountable for. You know, this is what I'm thankful for. Times like this, to be able to voice what I need to voice to a multitude of people at once, especially my loved ones, strangers. I could strike up a conversation with a damn trash can if I thought it was really listening to me,
Yeah.
you know. But I just, I don't know, man. I got a lot of love to give, and I want to be around for a while to give it and to
Yeah.
accept it, to embrace it, and to, you know, getting off topic. I will say this: it doesn't shock me when I see miracles happen anymore, and I'm not blown away
Right.
because I just know
God, that good, man.
God is that good,
So
and
that'll
go ahead.
lead into the next question is, you know, how strong is everybody's faith? I know a lot of people hear God, believe in God, don't believe in God, believe in something spiritual, don't believe in nothing. Like, what's the faith system like? You see, we know how you rolling. You just gave all that up. Terrence
Hey
and Lou,
man,
what about y'all?
I've got
And
several different pieces. Go ahead, somebody.
me myself, I need to. My wife is a very religious woman. My wife believes in the church faithfully. You know, I do need to explore that route with her better. You know, indulge in it more. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing to have something a higher power in your life.
Do you feel you got
Mm-hmm.
it in yours?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
Okay. About you, Terrence?
Oh man, just like I said earlier about how I got here. When I say I got here because of my child, that's part of what it is. My even my spiritual walk, the faith that I walk. You know what I'm saying? Following this ancestral tradition. I get here because when I find out I got a son coming on the way, my firstborn son, the thing that really strikes me is like, man, I need to get my faith right. I need to really be clear about who I am going to be in this world spiritually. You know what I'm saying? And so that became fatherhood and my spiritual fatherhood and my faith is intertwined because it was fatherhood that pushed me into my faith. You know what I'm saying? So it's always there. It's very central. My boys, you know, they everybody. I mean, well, my boys, they definitely understand. And I raised them with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm always talking to them about praying for themselves. I teach them how to show them how to pray. You know what I'm saying? If my sons will text me. Well, my oldest, he's the one that's gonna text me. He gonna text me like, "Dad, I'm going through it. Can you pray for me?" It's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
you're praying for yourself too, right?" You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
And that's
but you
key.
know, I got you.
Yeah. That
That's
self
what it is.
that self belief, man. You gotta have that over anything because if you ain't putting the work in, who you expect to help you?
Mm-hmm.
They already tell you faith without work is dead. So if 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 y'all see me just sitting here struggling saying I want to do XYZ and y'all never see me move out this spot, y'all not gonna do anything for me. But if you see me every day out there busting my tail, man, at least moving towards something, you saying, you know what, man, that guy's actually trying to move. Let me see what I could do for him and let me see where I could help at. But if I was just sitting there, you wouldn't have did anything. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people sitting there chilling,
Mm-hmm.
waiting on, you don't know, something to just drop down out the sky, you know, and just say, boom,
Mm-hmm.
here it is.
Yeah.
I'm not a parent at all, but I do feel when I do become a parent, there's things that I'm changing in the structure of raising a kid in my view. And my view is different than everybody else's view because my view is going to cut off any excuse that came before me. And I don't want to make no excuses for my kid because I want them to be raised in a situation where they 100% know God and their faith is deep rooted in that. And I want to show them if I'm in a situation where I say, look, we don't smoke, we don't drink, we don't cuss, we don't do none of that. If I take them over someone's house and they smoking, drinking, and cussing, we're immediately leaving because I don't want my kids in that environment. When they get old enough, they can make that decision on their own. Hopefully, they'll see, you know what? Dad didn't really have us in situations like these. So these weren't really cool. Every time this situation came up, we left. So let's just continue to leave and roll. You see what I'm saying? The example I gave earlier, you could be in a household and you could see abuse. You could either start abusing yourself or not. But that choice is the same choice you got every day. Yes, no. Am I going to do it? Am I not going to do it? You have the choice. When you look in that mirror, that's the choice you got. You got to be honest with that. Most people are not honest with that and they walk outside false to the world. And that's the truth. So if you don't even have you under control in the mirror, how you expect to have some type of family structure? Most
Right.
people only follow what they was told. Nobody researched the information that they was told and said, you know what, I'm a grain of salt that, and I'm gonna take that and apply it to what I know now is to be right and true. Like I said, it's a bunch of family mysteries that people hold and never say. And you find out sometime. I'm not raising my kids like that. From jump, my kids are knowing everything because that's what you need to know. You need to be informed out here in the world. You don't need to know 20 years from now, me and mom did XYZ. No, you go know now because 20 years from now, that's why you mental. Because now you like, wow, you've been holding this for so long.
Right.
Oh, that's why I ended up like I was doing. That's what, no, we gonna stop that. We gonna let you know right now what you're doing, and you're gonna make the choice on what path you're gonna take. Okay. All I can do is give you a structure. You can choose however you want. A lot of people want to have a business, you know, and move forward. But before you have a business, you got to have a round table, a brainstorm. After the brainstorm, we got to get the plans together. After the plans together, we got to get the architect. Architect make the blueprint. After blueprint, we can start talking about breaking ground. They want to go straight to the building as the foundation. What a foundation. You missed skipping steps. You can't skip steps. Everything is a step and a level. And you gotta be able to understand that. And the biggest thing of what I'm saying comes down to the human sacrifice of what are you willing to sacrifice out of your own ego for the benefit of the people coming up behind you. because everybody that's either in front of you on your level stuck doing what they go do. So you got to change what's back there, because back there is the future for the forward. So if I can influence this back here, we ain't concerned about the people that's on my level right now.
That's a statement right there, brother.
No, yes, and it's also what I'm willing to do and sacrifice, because I'm tired of seeing the same things done. Like I said, you get to a certain age, you can do what you want, but at least through me, this is what I'm gonna show you, and this is what it is. Ain't gonna be no abuse, ain't gonna be ain't no smacking up, no foul play, because I'm not cut like that, and we're not doing that. But what we are gonna do is we go sit down here and we gonna have some structure time. We go sit down here and we gonna have some reading time. We gonna sit down here and I'm gonna set up goals for y'all throughout the week and the day. And I ain't talking about chores. I'm setting up things for y'all to do to expand and create your mind, because I know you out of me. So if you out of me, you at least got something in you that's a part of me that's going to propel you light years ahead. And if I don't tap into that, then you would just sit here.
True. Now, I would agree with you 99.9%. Two things I like to reflect on what you said. Oh, you are a parent already. It may not be with your own biological child, but you got Hershey. That's good practice right there. Moving forward, your last closing statements was when you said that what come to mind for me is do as I say, not as I do. But as you kind of rewrote that, you want to set the example from top to bottom, left to right. And it all starts with yourself. To go back to the beginning, you're no good to no one else till you're good to yourself. Whether that be your spouse, your sibling, your child, whomever. So when you change yourself into the person you want your kids to be, it's kind of hard for them to do anything different besides, unless you put it out there to break the cycle. Look, and we've said this as parents for years, and we've heard it for years. Hey, I don't need you to make the same mistakes I did. I need you to be better. Now, what growth is in a child is if you fertilize them enough growing up with the right stuff, then their eyes will be open up and clear. Just like I said before, when I said I watch my uncles and aunts and brothers and siblings and all this other stuff, I watch them, whether older or younger than me. I learned the things to do and the things not to do. So children need a certain amount of exposure to understand what's going on. You just can't pull them out and say you ain't gonna be here unless it's something that's it's up to you as their parents. It's up to you to how much you want to expose them. But I do believe in letting them see a certain amount of things. One small story Daddy did for me, and this is where he let me know I didn't want roaches in my house. Okay? Very good friend of his. He dead and gone now. I'm not going to name names. But if Daddy listening, he'll remember the story because he's told several people this. He took me there for a specific reason. The dude had a base station, CB base station, in this vacant house. And that's all he used his house for was this base station, his CB station. When we walked in the house, all of his equipment was on the second floor. When we walked in on the first floor, I thought it was brown carpet because only one light was on that was in the kitchen. So no furniture on the ground floor. What I thought was brown carpet was roaches. Hit the light, the carpet disappeared. We go upstairs. I'm freaking out because now I done seen all of this and I ain't never saw that before. So we go upstairs. He got roaches coming out of his radio. They coming out of the heater. They doing this. I learned and discovered, long as that light is on, they ain't gonna bother you. They ain't coming around. So when I got told to go down to the truck to get this, that, and the other, hey, my experience on, I ain't never seen no roaches I done seen as many roaches as anybody could ever have. Shit, that was that exposure. It let me know where I did not want to be in life. So everything that he was preaching to me to keep sanitary, your room clean, dishes done, and all this, that lesson was learned right then and there. So I'm a mimic what you say. It's your child. It's how you want to structure them. And I ain't got no more after that, but they're you, man. They're your DNA. And what's gonna amaze you is no matter if you raising your biological own or if you raising somebody that ain't your biological, if you put enough time, love, and effort into that child, they will pattern a lot of themselves behind you, especially if you're doing the right thing. If you're doing the wrong thing, best believe that's not going to stick to them. So,
and a lot of that is just straight up influence, man. Like as adults, here's the main thing, man. As men, man, dude, men have to be held accountable for their actions, and you have to let go of your ego.
Yes.
Ego flies like an eagle, which happens to be the nation's bird. They have to come down sometime. You will too. Got to sit you down real quick. Stuff will start happening to you. You be like, man, you got to go talk to somebody because it ain't right. What I'm saying is a lot of people are not upfront about their mistakes and their actions. You know what I mean? See, a person could stop smoking, drinking, cussing, lusting, all of that stuff, but you can't stop lying because that's the thing that's drilled into a human from day one. And I know that for a fact because you could have a kid, a 2-year-old, 1-year-old who you never lied to, never showed anything wrong to, and that kid could be over in the corner doing something. You look at them and say, "What you doing?" They look at you and say, "Nothing." That's a lie. So it's just automatically just built into the system of a human being to just, I don't know, right? Because why? Our minds are thinking of the consequence, and you're trying to maneuver around the consequence. You know, one place where you don't do that at? In that courtroom, because they ask you a question and you say yes or no. They cut all that other stuff out. Yes, no, done deal. And now you quiet on that yes, no, and you already know what that means. Now your brain is spinning trying to figure out how to maneuver around that, and they done already got you. Jail. Out of here. Next. You see what I'm saying? And that's the place where people try to maneuver out of. You see what I'm saying? So when you honest with yourself and you honest with the people around you, man, it makes more of a better human being to, be put into the world. Because let's be honest, we all get irritated and we all get pissed off, all right? Things push our buttons like that. But if we under the mindset to know that these things press our buttons, and we have to learn to say, you know what, that was a setup. And I'm not going to allow that setup to intervene or come in between my real goal of what I'm really trying to do here. And see, we allow people to throw us off all the time. That is effective to a child if you are removed and you're not present. A kid don't know nothing but just want to play. That's all they know. Kids don't even know or see color because they just want to play. So when you teach racism is taught, when you teach kids, when you do things around kids that you don't think they know, and that kid say, "Oh yeah, my dad had a gun," Your dad a gun? What you mean? Oh, and he happened to be in class when they saying that, right? Because it's always the wrong time, right?
Right.
Oh, now you getting a call, CPS coming through. What's going on? Police knocking at your door. You see what I'm saying? All type of other stuff going on when none of this stuff should even been a visual for a child. I've been around I've been around sexual things and acts since I can remember and from at least 5, 6, 7 years old, man. I mean, from walking into the house, seeing porn right on the screen from a satellite, on my granddad sitting there drinking a beer and freaking smoking a cigarette, talking on the phone. And it ain't no channel change. You know, some people change it like, oh, wait a minute, change. Nah. So it became a normal thing. So when I see nudity and stuff, it's just it's not even no thought process to it. It's just a regular thing in my life. That shouldn't be regular to a child. You know what I'm talking about? That shouldn't be a image that a child keeps in their head or have to deal with. You know how much curiosity that triggered? Now I'm at a young age. Everywhere I'm going now is touchy feely, playing, going this, doing that, for real.
Right.
All right. And whether people know that or not, I'm saying it out of my own mouth because it happened to me. And I don't have to give no names or no descriptions of nothing, but this is my experience. And what I'm saying is that ain't cool. And I'm not finna have my kid go through nothing like that or put my kid in that situation, especially in the world we live in now where everything is 100% sexual. I mean, that's the whole give off of everything. Everything is sex based or lust based or trying to get this, which goes into how kids get here. Because that's what we doing. We going out here messing around with Shorty trying to get this and that and the third. We ain't married to Shorty. We just out here trying to do our thing. And what's our thing? Squirrel trying to get a nut. And what's that? All right, once you got that, you gone. But check it out. How the kid get there? Oh, so you was unprotected. You was messing around. Like, so we was doing crazy things, not even realizing what's going on, because that ain't on your mind. What's on your mind is, oh, I'm about to smash. Like, forget all that
Right.
other stuff. I'm trying to get this and go, baby. We ain't got time for all that other
Right.
stuff. Hindsight, when you look back at it, you like, yo, I was really wilding.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's not
I
cool.
think
It's not
about
right.
that all the
You know what I'm
time.
saying? Like, it's not it's not cool at all. You know what I'm saying? And if I could take all of it back, I really could and would, but I can't. So I ain't. But I do learn from it, and I wouldn't have my kids go through that. You know what I'm saying? And I also uh, hope this information can help someone to be like, you know what? Even I went through that, but I'm not some rapist or a child molester or anything like that, man. So you do make your own choices and decisions. I very well could have became some porn star or, some rapist or something, you know what I'm saying, for being around that type of stuff and environment. But nah, that wasn't the choice. But that does happen to some people, and it's because of those situations that they get put in, which a child should not get put in. All right. So that's what I'm saying. And you could be not doing none of that. You could be cool. Your kid is in the room and not here rumbling and fighting and arguing, glass breaking, and boom, what's going on? Mommy and daddy getting into it. Why are mommy and daddy getting into it? You know what I'm saying? Why? Because we human beings, we gotta talk it out. Sometimes you get a little amped and hey, yo, I gotta give you this, but you know what? We gotta pull the veil back off all that and say, you know what? It ain't even that serious. The issue me and you have, woman, we can sit down as adults and we can talk this out. And then when we reach an agreement, we can move forward. When we reach a disagreement, then you can stay over there real quick and I can stay over here doing my thing and let me move. But all this yelling and topping and breaking and throwing stuff, that's unnecessary. And as a man, I'm not accepting that in this household. So what you need to do is you need to get with the program I'm on, or you can get your stuff and you can go. That's what men should be on. You ain't on that. Like that. You know what and you know what women real problem is? I feel like women real problem is what a real man at. He gone. What is a real man when you think about it? Everybody go probably say, "Oh, what they was taught and what they seen." But
Exactly.
what do you become? What make you so real and authentic? Because guess what? Real
Mm-hmm.
ain't a statement. Real is an action. You moving out here so good that ain't nobody gotta tell you that you real. They know it. You ain't gotta say that. Oh, I'm a real. No, your actions show that. You ain't nothing you gotta say, bro. You see what I'm saying? And you is holding down your household to a point where people know, like, oh no, that's Mr. So and so. Don't mess with them. That they cool over there. Like, you know not to touch that line. Like, no, nobody's doing it, right? So again, a real man stands on his own 2 feet. A real man, just because you a man don't mean that you a success story. Don't mean that you don't fall. Don't mean that when your man fall, you keep him on the ground. You go get your man to pick your man up and stop telling your man he a grown man and figure it out. No, we grown men, we gonna figure it out because it takes a village. And if we ain't in the village, we individuals. And if we individuals, you doing you and I'm doing me, and we ain't getting nowhere, we need to do us so us can move forward. Because for a long time, we've been stuck right here arguing.
Yeah.
So
Somebody
that's
got a
what
TV on in the background.
I'm trying to do.
Yeah, it's too
Yeah.
loud.
Yeah. I'm fighting the between the TV and listening to him. I
Oh,
don't.
my bad.
Well, you are good. But yeah, carry on, bro. You ain't said nothing wrong yet, by far, at all.
Also, some things, that would be nice for parents to do. Not even men anymore. It's just parents. Is to, like I said, make sure that you're always honest and truthful to your kids. So many families have those, hidden agendas and mysteries that go on that destroy you over time. But see, the real thing is a lot of people suffer from anxiety and depression and they ain't talking about it or dealing with it because of what I just said. Stuff that been going on for so long, you can't get out and you hold it. But at the end of the day, you got to learn to let that stuff go because you can't allow a past experience to cloud your present. And tomorrow is not present, not guaranteed. Now it's present. You know what I'm saying? So this is all the time you got. This little 24-hour slot. 24 from yesterday gone. So all you got right here is this 24. So what you go do with this 24? You go sit here and make the best out of it, or you go sit here and you know use the excuse of, oh man, I'm grinding. I got to get it in for my fam. I got to make this paper. Well, check it out. When you do what you're supposed to do in a proper mindset, in a proper field with positiveness, money always comes. And it ain't necessarily mean that you got to be the one making it. Doors get the knocking and saying, oh, you opening mailboxes, there's checks in there. You had no idea where they came from. You see what I'm saying? So when you go out there worrying about the wrong thing, you get the wrong results. And you can't
That's
get the
true,
wrong
brother.
results.
That's true, brother. I'm gonna tell you a situation, man. Back home, it's a lot of the guys that grew up with the live by the sword, die by the sword mentality. To this day, a lot of them are dead because of that. Why did they go to that route? It's because of what they were taught in their household. For a fact, I know for a fact one of the guys, he may rest in peace. His father used to come in the house with guns, drinking, smoking. His mom in the house, but he got hookers with him. He snorting lines in front of the boy. So when the boy grow up, this is what he do. So one day he ran up on the wrong person, try to rob him. They let him rob them. Minute he went through the gangway, they blew his goddamn brains out with a 12 gauge.
Hmm.
So you know, I've been exposed to all of that, but I didn't go that route. I went the wrong route, but it wasn't that route. I used to like I like to see I used to like to see the flashy guy, the guy with the he got a pinky ring on. He got nice clothes, nice car. Hey, I want to be like that. So what did I do? I found out how he did it and started selling what he was selling. You know, did it make it right? No, it didn't. But that was my way of life for a long time. I teach my girls don't know nothing about that life. My girls are straight suburbanites. When they go to Detroit, they be like, mommy, I want to go back to Pontiac. I want to go back home. You know what I'm saying? They don't know nothing about that. I have never exposed my daughters to city life. They ain't never spent the night in the city. I mean, they probably have over their auntie houses or something. But as far as a friend house or something, hell no. My kids don't even go outside of this home unless we know the person, their godmother or a cousin or something. But as far as a friend, no, you can't do that. If they parent allow them to come here, that's fine. But I'm not letting you go there. Just like you said earlier, I don't know what's being taught in somebody else's household. I know it's being taught in mine, but I don't know what's being taught in theirs. They probably be doing the same thing my man family was doing, snorting dope in front of them and all that. No.
Right. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you got to think about to this day and age. This day and age is totally different. I'm an 80s baby. This day and age is totally different than when I was growing up. You know, now everything is a digital something. My kid, prime example, bro. Me and my wife spent $400 to buy my kids a trampoline because there's no kids around. They don't even touch that trampoline, but they touch the Xbox in a tablet all day long. All day long.
Right.
You want a trampoline? Yeah, we gonna go jump. They've been out there a good 10 times. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you something.
With being a parent in this day and age, and your kids growing up, I looks at my kids' tablets to see what they watching, but ain't no telling what these other kids watching. And you and I both know it's some shit on this internet. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what got me where I'm at right now, because like I said, when I was 13, 14 years old, I was over my cousin's house on dial-up in the basement on the internet, talking to people all across the world. It was dope. It was dope to be. I was on the internet so much I taught myself how to type. You see what I'm saying? That's how much internet I was using. I was using up AOL minute packs until he paid for the internet, and I'm using it. You see what I'm saying? Right. And I'm all over the internet in chat rooms. I know how to make the chat rooms play music and talk and do everything. But from that, guess what? Just about anybody in my family that got a technology question, we in 2020, they come to me. Yep. And you can literally Google anything you need, but they still come to me. Why is that? I don't know. Maybe they feel comfortable with me. I mean, I'm not gonna give them anything no different than what the internet go give them. But what I'm saying is, people go to where they're comfortable at. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, let me ask him because he been doing it for a while, so maybe he might have the answer. And I don't even have that. They might be dealing with technology I don't even use, but they still gonna ask. Like, hey, you see what I'm saying? I come from the internet. I come from a time where things were cool to me. It's changed and flipped, and it was changing then. It was slowly changing then. The levels started to change. It went from dial up to T1 to high speeds to broadband, and now we way ahead of the game.
But see what happened to the good old. But what happened to the good? But see what happened to the good fundamentals, like going outside and play tag, climb a tree, play jump rope, basketball, ride a bike. My kids literally, I can take this phone outside. They got about 4-5 bikes on the side of my house right now. They don't even ask to ride them because they too busy in the goddamn internet.
Hey, we used to have to get called to come back home.
Exactly.
And, you know,
check in.
Yeah, you got to check in and stuff.
Yo,
and couldn't wait to do whatever we had to do so we can get outside.
What was y'all doing?
Get a kid to go outside right now by gunpoint.
Yeah,
You
yes,
know,
yes. My wife literally has to holler at my girls to get them to come on the front porch, and they be on the front porch for 10 minutes. And they right back. Now turn that
hey,
goddamn game off.
yeah, for real, for real.
But people used to tell me the same thing.
I got a light switch in my living room right now. I
Cut the
kills the
power.
internet.
Yeah.
Totally. Hey, ain't nobody watching shit.
Hey,
Right.
TV, internet, game, nothing.
y'all
We
saying that.
going prehistoric and stuff.
Y'all saying that, but y'all also talking to me through that.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
I
You
yeah.
know that kid that was doing that. Nobody put me
I
on
ain't got
game
nothing.
anything. You feel me?
I'm not
I
saying
taught myself.
technology is bad. I'm not saying technology is bad, but at some point, you say raising a kid in this day and age,
Yeah.
who's to say? Who's to say? Okay, my child is over here playing roadblocks. The kid next door may be, like you say, watching porn, or the kid up the street may be watching on how to make a bomb. The other kid down the street, he learning how to do identity theft. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Who's
boom.
this?
And that all comes from, again, like I said earlier, parenting in that household. You know, the parental control set up on your stuff. Every time we want to quiet a kid down, when we immediately give them a phone. You don't give them no book. You give them that phone because they want to play around with it. So, you know, you gotta
have a happy balance.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta have a good balance.
But
Yeah.
Because all right, even okay, let's go back prehistoric. Let's just go to the fundamentals and the basics. Any child, I don't care who it is, any child, if you give them a choice to play, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do?
say that
Work
again.
or play?
Say
If
that
you
again.
give any child a choice of what they can do, work or play, and mind you, they're getting paid to work, but it's free for them to play. You know how many kids have turned down that money just to go do what they want to do?
You gotta learn how to
Right.
reword it.
And
You gotta learn how to reword
that's
it.
where we come in as parents.
I'm,
You know, it's not no rewording and stuff. That's where your influence as a parent. That's where you come in, and that's where the balance come in.
I'm gonna tell you.
Those are the checks and balances right there.
I'm gonna tell you a real
You
good
got
one.
to have look. Do your work first, then you can do this. Until you do that, you ain't got no reward. So you give me what I need from you, and then you can go play.
How about we
That's always
ain't
been my
playing?
motto.
And I
Say what?
totally agree with that. I
That's it.
totally agree with that because my kid, me and my wife always preach good grades. If you don't get good grades in school, you don't get nothing. We've been preaching that since preschool.
Day one.
Yeah.
Day one.
I'm blessed to have two very intelligent kids. My youngest daughter is reading at a fourth grade level. She's in second grade. My
There you
fourth,
go.
my oldest daughter Tammy, she's reading at a sixth grade level. You see, I'm
Right.
blessed to have very smart and intelligent kids.
Right.
At the same time, we drive that. You don't do good in school, you don't get nothing. You get bad grades, you don't get nothing. You do bad things, you don't get nothing. Of course, they try to stay away from it. Every now and then, the oldest girl do some off the wall shit, get in trouble. The youngest, too, they like day and light. They like night and day. I'm sorry, they like night and day. My youngest daughter, she wants to She want to help. She go grocery shopping. She want to get the stuff off the rack and put it in the car. We take it to the car. She want to put it in the trunk. We bring it home from the grocery store. She want to help bring it in the house. My oldest daughter, she want to point out, I want that, I want that. Then when it's time to pay for it, I'm out the door. When it's time to put it in the car, I'm going to sit in the car. It's too cold. When it's time to bring it in the house, I'm going straight in the house and go to the internet or go do what I want to do. And that's what I was telling you earlier. I had to get that mentality out of her. Everything ain't unicorns and running around and playing all the time. Cause it's a very cold world out there, bro. I done seen shit she ain't never seen. And if she see that, she will be traumatized. She will be traumatized. You know, cause she think everybody is her friend. You know, she be online. The kid may call her a name or something. She start crying. Oh, you got to suck it up, baby. That's what people do. You got to suck it up. Roll with the punches. If they call you a bad name, call it back to them, or leave it alone.
I would say leave it alone before.
Yeah, leave it alone because people like confrontation. Confrontation fuels them. You don't give them no confrontation. What are they fueled on? Nothing.
Nothing.
I'll tell you, smoke talk is the most popular form of talk, but you got to be ready to die for smoke talk because here's the thing. You don't know my level of pissed off. My level of pissed off might be past your level of pissed off. My level of pissed off might be an instant pull of a gun and shoot. Not even a pull, just instant pull, shoot. Yours just might be pulling the gun.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
you trying to bluff it. He trying to go for the royal flush.
And I feel like that was a bad example because I went straight into violence. But the point is, you know, you're not supposed to turn things up to that level. Like I said, man, we argue amongst people all the time. It's okay to have a disagreement with somebody. That's cool. It's even cool to lightweight argue like that, you know, say some words back and forth, but it's not cool to sit here and, you know, name call and bring physical harm to a person. There we go. Not only that, is that we can talk whatever we talking out, man. You know what I'm saying? And the problem is we don't chop down people when it happens. I'm gonna use this example. Love and respect are two things that come together like this, but people will tell you you got to earn respect, and half people don't know what love is because they're looking for it. What I'm saying is they are already together because you don't know nobody who walks around who wants to be disrespected. And love is something that God give us that's just a natural thing of just the deepest passion emotion for a person. So now, with that being said, I'm not trying to say anything that's going to disrupt. I'm not trying to say anything that's going to disrupt. You know, that ain't where I want to go with it. Excuse me. What I'm trying to say is if
pajamas, bedtime.
Yeah, what was I? I lost all of that train of thought. Where did it go? Where did it go?
You wasn't trying to have. You was talking about disrespect and respect.
But you know what, too, though. Also, though, bro, some people let them walk over them because that's not how they were taught. They just don't have the courage, or they don't have the courage to talk back to some people. You bleed just like I bleed. You talk. So why not the same hateful words you bring to me? Why not I bring them to you? But when I bring them to you, your feelings are involved. Now you feeling some type of way. But just 15 minutes ago, when you were calling me or telling me you hate me or you calling me all types of names.
Right, there we go. Now I got it. I'm back. Where I come from, what we do, when we see somebody, we spit on them. You know what I'm saying? That's our way we greet. You know, when we see you, we spit on you. I spit on you like, dog. You know, you about to knock me out. Like, bro, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't, yo, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is where I'm from in my culture, that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? That's how we greet people. So now, okay, my man, we don't do that over here on this side. Hey, we shake hands over here. Hey, we don't do none of that spitting over here. Okay, cool, great. I know you don't do that now. So the next time I see you, I spit on you. Now we at the disrespectful point because you done told me what bothered you, and I proceeded to wave that off to go on and do what I wanted to do. That's where disrespect come in. You don't know someone is being disrespectful until they're told. I don't know that about you. And you can't assume everybody know right from wrong because now we assuming. We can't assume anything. We can't assume what you was told. I don't know what you was told or who raised you. What I do know is that if you say something I don't agree with, I'm gonna tell you right then and there, and then we can solve it right then and there. And that's how we can move forward with this. I'm not gonna let you just keep saying it, then go talk to so and so in the next room and say, "Hey, my man over here, I don't agree with him, so let's go get him." No, I'm gonna tell that man right then and there, look, my man, I don't appreciate XYZ, and next time we ain't gonna work it like that. We gotta, you know, this need to be resolved right here. And if we can't resolve it, we need to go get somebody else that can resolve it. And they can't resolve it, then we go to the next party and get it resolved. Okay. At the end of the day, when that sun go down, I ain't mad about that no more, man. I'm on to the next. I'm not even tripping on it. Like whatever happened yesterday, an argument I got into yesterday, that was yesterday. All I got is right now, because now I got another chance to actually do things right. So I'm gonna take my next chance to go relive something that happened yesterday to get even more upset about, instead of just making the best out of my today and allow my body to grow and develop. Like, why am I stuck in a stagnant mindset while I'm sitting here and continuously always talking about something in the past or that happened previously, instead of dealing with it, understanding it, and saying, you know what, that happened, I can't change it, but what I can change is my actions towards it. And with that being said, I'm gonna make the best move to effectively produce positive energy at all times. I'm not going to allow that negative situation to overcome and to throw me off my game, because I'm too valuable. I'm too valuable to the people around me. I mean too much to the people around me to allow my life to be destroyed by some ignorant decision that I may make because I got pissed.
Right.
That's it.
Right. That's the real right there.
And we got to hold each other accountable. I can't say that enough, man. I can't say it enough. Like, we have to hold each other accountable. You can't not hold your man accountable, period, because it's so valuable. You see me slipping, I don't know I'm doing wrong. No, I tell you, I'm finna work out. I'm finna go to the gym every day, and I can't wait to get in the gym, man. I just got a brand new gym membership and everything. Tomorrow come, you like, hey, man, say you hit the gym. Nah, man. I just looked at the weights though. I'm gonna go later on. Next day, man, you hit the gym. Nah, man. Okay. Remix. Jimmy, you hit the gym? Nope. Nah, hey, look, man. You need to get up and go to the gym right now. When you get there, FaceTime me, man. Cause I want to see you hit these push-ups. I wanna see you go in there and get it. Matter of fact, you ain't even gotta go to the gym. Set the phone down right now and give me 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we playing games? Like, you want to work out. Like, let's get. Why are we making any excuses? You could drop down right now. Like, you ain't gotta go nowhere, bro. You know, if you want to get it done, get it done. So what I'm saying is, you just have to be active, proactive in what you're doing, and making sure what you're doing, action-wise, is matching up in a positive light that influences the people around you at all times.
That's true.
And that's that.
Absolutely. I can't say that I've done that all of my life, but I've had my moments, and you know, since ain't none of us perfect, only thing we can do is to keep striving to be, I just put it mildly, righteous.
Right.
And
you ain't got to clean it up. It's Christ-like. People want to be Christ-like. That's the real. That's the real on it. Whether they believe or not, that's the goal. Be Christ-like. And if you ain't been moving like that, then hey, you got some adjustments to make. We all got adjustments to make, but the thing is, we know the adjustments to make. We just ain't make it. That's the problem. You see what I'm saying? They tell you right now, hey, stop smoking, drinking. Can you do it?
Hell yeah.
Cold turkey.
Cold turkey, baby.
Cold turkey.
I done did this before, I done.
Oh, we test the waters.
Oh, done this
test
before.
You know what I'm saying? We can test the waters, but
But
can you live?
I'm gonna give you a situation though. You say as long as As long as the kids reflect on what they see, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There is a situation where a woman didn't want to see. She used to smoke, drink, party, but she didn't want her kids to see it. Okay. She did all that she could to prevent from her kids seeing what she do after 9:30. Okay. When them kids grew up, them kids still didn't know what mommy be. Mommy said she going out with her friend, but we never know. Now them kids is grown. Now they can hang out where mommy hang out and see their mommy turned up. So now they turning up with mommy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So not the little boy, instead of him going to school and pursuing his football life, now he want to steal and do what the mommy friends is doing, boosting and all this bullshit.
Yeah.
Now he fucked. I'm a strong believer in teaching your kid, telling them the real. Telling them, my kids ask me all the time, "What you doing? What's that, Daddy? What is that? Why you do that? What's that for? Why do people do this? Every time they go in Detroit, they ask me why is there a guy standing there with a sign saying that he's homeless, he need help? They always ask us about that. And me and my wife always tell him he made bad decisions. He made a bad choice in life. You know, it may not have been a bad choice in life. It's a guy, he went nuts because he found his wife in the bed with another man. He went nuts, started drinking. Now he homeless.
Mm.
You got to be to me, you have to be a strong-minded person. Life, period, you have to be strong-minded for. Because people can pick you. People smell weakness from a mile away and can pick you. Are you strong enough to let them pick you? Are you strong enough to stand your ground?
Most of us let us get picked.
Yeah, most people.
That button get pressed real quick.
Yeah, a lot of people do. Because pressure busts a pipe, bro.
Yeah.
If somebody that is real vicious and really want to get what you got, they on your head. How can you take that pressure? How can you get them out your circle, out your square?
For one, not worrying about it. We do too much of that, concerned about getting this person up out of here and this person pissing me off. Like, we never think the opposite. We never think literally just walk away from it and go the other way. Like,
no, most people don't think
you
that
know
way because they wasn't taught to think that way. Most people, like you say, result to violence. Some people result to walking away. Some people result to confrontation. They want to argue. They want to argue it out. That's what fuels them. What is what you want to do? What is your comfort zone? How can you defuse this situation right now? Is it a situation for you to blow up and go off? Because the guy down the street scraped your car by accident, but he coming to pay you, so you're going to call him all kinds of bitches and hoes, but take his money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Still salty about it, still pissed off about it, but at the end of the day,
but
he got tightened up. He came up and he came right. He was a stand-up guy and paid for his price.
Because he seen his mistake. He was taught. He seen his mistake. Pay for your mistake. Here I go. Hey man, I my bad. I scraped your car the other day. Here's $300. If it costs even more, holler at me. Oh, you bitch ass nigga! Give me that motherfucker. You didn't notice the scratch until he said something. So why is he all of that now?
Yeah. that part right. That part right there, right? There it is. You know what I'm saying?
True that.
Oh man. Yeah, that's it, man.
The thing about it is that $300, you just put him up on his feet and stuff. So
he finna go buy my ounce of weed in a pint of drink. Call Susie
hey,
over, get her the rest.
Oh man.
So yeah.
That's crazy. So now I gotta ask, as far as anxiety and depression, man. How do you think that affects a child when a parent is going, when a father is going through, difficult times?
Huge.
Both of y'all
Um,
have been in situations where you was
huge.
held down for a second, so that experience alone is one in itself, because now you
Huge.
in there on the self defense, and then another reason, and then in another way, you being looked at as missing. You're no longer here. You can't be contacted. You're in another world, and then personally, you got to deal with, I let this person down. I let that person down. Like, what am I really doing? Like, on top
You
of
know,
trying to hold it down.
this is twice in your topic tonight. I actually thought you was singling me out, but
Nah.
but I'm gonna do one real short and say this: huge, very huge. I have witnessed that myself, which goes back to the story of watching a little girl watch her life change, and that was just some of the stuff that got her off tilt. Besides other life events, that I really wasn't aware of, and I can't say that I wasn't paying attention because I just didn't know. That information wasn't given to me, or I would have tried to do something different. But to help out, or to divert, or to pamper, or to school, or to educate, to make a difference, to say the least. But
I got some.
I got two situations on that topic.
It's huge, man.
Yeah,
it's huge because in so many ways, I need you to think about this like this. In so many ways, our parents, for most, fortunately, right, wrong, and indifferent, no matter who they are, what they are, from the highest to the lowest, they're superheroes.
Yes.
They're your first heroes that you admire, that you gravitate to, and when that goes to the left, you may not understand or even know that you done devastated somebody. When you change so dramatically. Okay, in an example, parent gets addicted. For the most part, been a good guy, been clean, been this, that, and other. But somewhere down the line, gets addicted and changes. Well, when you got this child that's watching you, and you the superhero, you just changed their whole dynamics of their life.
Yeah.
So it goes back to what you said. This is a full circle conversation because it goes back to what you said. Being accountable for who and what.
Right.
Right.
That parallels to what I said. You're no good to no one else till you're good to yourself.
Right.
And with iron sharpening iron, if you taking care of yourself, if you disciplining yourself, if you getting up moving forward, anything and everybody around you will gravitate to that because ultimately they want to do what you're doing because they see how you doing.
Right. I can relate to that. I can relate to
how
that.
how many people do you see? You think back, and it don't take a whole bunch of fingers and toes and stuff because I guarantee you ain't finna raise nan damn finger. How many times have you looked at this dude over here, got an ass pocket full of money, nice house, nice car, And then you decide you look over here. My man ain't got no car. He got a raggedy house. Ain't got no job. Is that the dude you want to be? Is that your hero? Or is he your hero?
Right.
You gotta choose. You gotta choose who you want to be in front of people.
Well, if we talking about that in that scenario that you just gave, the wealthy looking man looks like the image that people want to see, but the wealthy man on the outside look like the one next door inside, and vice versa. I could be toe up on the outside and my inside is pure as gold. So,
Exactly.
you know, it's just all a mindset and perception of how you choose to view things. And
Yeah.
you know that, and yeah, you're right. That's what it come down to.
But
just those
also
things.
with what you're saying, you also gotta understand the eyes that's watching you and the glasses that you look through.
Yeah.
So when you make the optic that you when you portray something to somebody, especially your kids, you want to be clear. There's no deception. There's no misconstruction. In other words, like you said a minute ago, damn all the lies.
Right.
I'm not finna sit up here and lie to
you. Right.
To do this.
Right.
Why I gotta lie?
Yeah.
See, if you can't be honest with the man in the mirror, how you gonna be honest with somebody else?
Yes, sir.
You go.
How you gonna disrespect yourself with a lie, in the world with a lie, and expect a child to follow you and respect you, and you ain't respecting your damn self?
Not happening.
Yeah.
Can't happen.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Can't happen.
The first thing a child will learn from you is how you carry yourself and how people judge and see you.
Yeah.
You know, if they look at okay, here's another quick example. You ever watched a child, especially a girl, watch her mother disrespect her daddy or her man, her boyfriend or whatever, and that girl gets up to a certain age,
and start disrespecting a man.
Exactly. And start disrespecting men all to be down.
Yes,
and
sir.
Then get her giblets slapped across the room because
she done talked
because she didn't cross the wrong dude who ain't accepting that.
Accepting that because in his household he was taught don't no woman talk to you like that.
See?
Yeah.
And that's that foul perpetuation that keeps going. So, like Jimmy, like you said earlier, when you straighten up and you vacuum your own floor and you dust and you clean your own house and you get some structure, it ain't got to be everybody got to have this all righteous religious structure, just goodness.
Yeah.
Righteousness. Righteousness ain't a religion. Righteousness is a way of life.
Right.
So you can do wrong, but you always try to live righteous. And if you study trying to do the right thing, somebody gonna notice. Especially if you practice swinging and hitting a target or hitting a nail, and if you practice enough, you'll nail it. You'll get it right. And when you get it right, people notice, you'll notice and stuff, and you'll continue to get other things right. The ball starts moving. You're just not spinning your wheels. You actually start to move forward.
Yeah.
So when you can get to that point and you start educating and giving your children that knowledge, and even other people, as we say, breathing on somebody else, the knowledge and skills that you have that made you move up. It ain't that you got so successful. You just moved up a notch.
Right.
So if I can get up a step and I can reach back and pull you up a step, now it's two of us that's been elevated.
Definitely.
Instead
of one bringing two or three others down.
Right. Exactly. And that's what I try to teach my daughters right now. I was telling James earlier, I got one daughter that think everything is unicorns and butterflies and all that. And then I got one daughter that she's serious about everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want my oldest to go out there and think that life is peaches and butterflies. And then when they go out there, they meet Jimmy down the street. Daddy went to the joint 23 times. He is savage. Now he treat my daughter like he done seen other men treat his mama. Hell no. That you got the common sense and the knowledge to smell the bullshit before it comes to you. So if this ain't the type of man that you supposed to be with, you need to say, oh no, that hey, how you doing? We can speak on the terms, but I'll pass. Don't bring that into your life because I'm not that. You watch Daddy get up. You watch me get up, go to work every day. When you ask Daddy, hey, Daddy, can I have? Daddy got it. You know what I'm saying? Daddy, can you fix? Daddy can fix it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna put somebody on blast, but I would say this for people who are listening and may know this story. I had an individual brought to the table to dinner, and to say the least, it was disappointing and shocking. So this individual had the nerve to ask me for my daughter's hand in marriage.
Oh.
I'm like, bruh. I'm going to say this. There was 3 young men there that absolutely knew my demeanor, and they even knew. That's probably not a good question to ask him, considering that you don't have any qualifications. And that was the problem. The shocking deal was, how did this individual end up in the car with this one particular daughter of mine, and then had the nerve to come to the house and break his lips and say something like that to me?
Right.
On an initial meet and greet.
Right.
And I'm looking at, like, who are you, first of all? And if we going straight there, what do you bring to the table? And it was absolutely nothing.
Right.
Hoo-wee.
Right.
I don't know where you been, bruh, but I can tell you this: your balls as big as church bells. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna say this. First of all, hell no.
Right.
Second of all, you need to go someplace, boy.
My wife said all the time. She like, I feel for my daughters when they start dating because you a total asshole. I'm gonna be on them like flash this shit because all I can think about is when I was younger. What was I doing? You know what I'm saying?
I look at it like this. I watched my sister, in her marriage and stuff like this, and and she's younger than me, and what I learned with that is this is how I learned how to shut up. And the Bible says, "Be swift to hear, slow to speak." And this is where I got my first lesson with that. My sister would vent with me about my brother-in-law. And I mean, just go ham, and I would be like, "Oh, well, this, that, and other." Okay, Right. I could see some of her point of views and all this other stuff, but
Then I was like, oh, she just mad. So she would talk so much, and my mistake was agreeing with her. See, I was never supposed to agree.
Okay.
I was just supposed to listen.
Right.
And the minute I had my input on it, that was the minute that I wasn't nothing. I would, you can't talk about him like that. But you was just talking
Just
about
talking
him like
about
that.
him like that. You're right.
You know.
I got a
So,
older sister like that, man.
I learned, you know, through time that it's a lot of times in life we just need to listen.
Yeah.
You know, and let people be people and be who they gonna be.
Yeah.
And we can learn a lot from them, and they can learn a lot from us, even just being silent, just listening.
Yeah.
So, I say I pray for wisdom and understanding and knowledge every day. I pray that my household is structured and still standing and not burned to the ground or something. Friends and family that's incarcerated, I put a prayer on them. Friends and family that I know that's going through some hard times or some medical situations, I put a prayer on them. I pray for my grandparents, my parents, my children, and my grandchildren every day, every single day. And I am nowhere near ashamed of letting people know that I do that every day. People can judge me for what they see, but only the Lord can judge me for what he knows.
Right.
Right.
So I let people think what they want to think because we can't stop that.
You can't. You can't. I tell my wife, I don't give a fuck what nobody to think about me. I know me. I know what I do. You know what I'm saying? So, fuck what the next person think about me. Is your train of thought paying my gas bill? Is your train of thought getting my kids some shoes on their feet? Is your train of thought putting food on my table? If your train of thought ain't doing that, then fuck you.
I said I don't mind listening.
No,
but you know, you got to understand, and I'm not trying to put judgment on people, but you got to understand people's qualifications. You know, if you've been a doorman all your life, and the only thing you ever done was open the door for people and stuff,
right? That's all you gonna be.
And perfect that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about being nothing else. Perfect your lane,
right?
Because that's your gift and what you're good at. Because thinking about something else is a negative mindset. Because now you're trying to be something that you're not. What you are though is that doorman. So step into that doorman and walk in that.
Right. Yeah. Stay right there and do what you do.
And you know what, too? A lot of people are scared of change. A lot of people are scared of change.
I'm not a fan of it.
Change could be for the better, and change can be for the worse. It depends on how you take it.
Change.
True that. True that.
Change is
I'm not a big fan of it.
Nobody really is, because it puts you in an uncomfortable. You know what it does? I feel like change really does show the true sacrifice within a human being, because if you really are willing to make adjustments on your own life, then
it's a skill. To me, it's a skill. To me, it's a skill, because if you used to doing this for the last 52 years of your life, and then all of a sudden here come a change, and you can adapt to that change, you can adapt and perfect that change. It's a skill. Some people fold, some people hold. It depends on that strong mindset that you have to have.
You got a point. I'm not going to argue with you about that. You got a very, very valuable point. To be able to roll with the punches, to be able to adapt.
Because life gonna bring changes. Life gonna bring changes.
Yeah, nothing stays the same.
Nothing stays the same.
Nothing stays the same, and true survivors are able to. Hell, we talking to one right there, little bro. Where you at right now?
I'm in Michigan, Arbor Hill.
Yeah, but I'm talking about my brother right here, Jimmy.
Pennsylvania.
And been to Philly.
Started here in 18. Went to the Art Institute of Philadelphia at 18 years old. Was gone by 19 years old. Did not graduate school, and now in 2019 came back to Pennsylvania to live outside of the capital of Pennsylvania. I'm also deep rooted in education. I feel in my own way of knowledge and education to know that this is the second state in the United States. The Constitution and everything was drawn up right here, right down the street. So the history of this country is rich, as far as this land is concerned. And when you can see the effects of that, when you can ride around and you can see, oh, time was really around here, and this is where the essence of a lot of stuff kicked off at, as far as this country is concerned, as far as the United States part of it. You know, uh, you can see it. It's a different feeling and it's a different vibe. I feel like East Coast people are a lot different than Midwest people and South people and West people. I feel like Midwest people are probably the some of the genuine, hardworking, keeping it 100 with you type people. Don't piss them off, like type of people in America, man. Like that, it's just the core heart of where people be in the Midwest. The South, you get Southern hospitality, like they say, man. They don't say it for no reason. It's real. Southern hospitality is real, as well as dealing with, slavery going through the South. Then on the East Coast, you deal with, again, more slavery, and you deal with the original 13 and the introduction to this country. So then when you're on the West side, I feel like the West is the oldest part of the United States, because if you can geographically look at a map, you can see that Alaska is way at the top, and California, past Canada, attached to Canada, way up. But the
Yeah.
back door to Alaska is going straight to China and Russia. So if I can come, jump over from way over there on that side and move and migrate on down and spread through the land, I was already here. So then you say Christopher Columbus comes and then starts this whole situation, but nah, not really, because if you came and ran into somebody, then you didn't find anything if somebody was already there, bruh. If you landed a spaceship on the moon and you stepped off the moon and you seen footprints, you wasn't the first one there, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You just happened
True
to
that.
pass
We
through. You see what
we
I'm
got
saying?
off. We
So
got off. I'll let you run with what you got. Um, Kind of got off topic of where I was going with it, but on a correction, this country was built east to west. But getting back to
Yeah.
what I was trying to say, and it was just a tip of my hat to you, is that, and you kind of knocked on it and stuff. You're very diverse because you damn near lived everywhere. You know, from except in the deep south. Um, but you've traveled with me. You've lived out west. You've lived southern west. You now pretty much east. You've been as far east as you can go. You know, so having that knowledge and skill set, um, with a very diverse set of people around you in what you was doing and in what your walk was, uh, you was able to adapt in all climates and conditions and with all mindsets. So you've come full circle with that, and now that you've been educated, do you not see yourself as an educator as we
definitely,
speak?
I wanna make one thing very clear. I'm in my condition because I relied on God. So If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have had the vision and energy to even be able to speak to you right now. So that's first and foremost. And why I
Mm-hmm.
do have this opportunity to allow my voice to be heard over the whole world, I use it to again try to bring positive energy to everybody. And since I am an influence type of person, like I at least want to lead by, the proper example by my own actions. You know, I may do some of the craziest things like the next man, but if if it's not seen and exposed to other people, then it ain't no harm, no foul because I'm not hurting nobody. I'm hurting my own self, which is my own lesson, which I have to learn on my own. So I'm not bothering nobody else. If I'm just sitting at home throwing darts at the wall, that's not affecting anybody. But if I come over your house and do it, it's affecting your household, and that's wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just about the perspective of how you look at things, and I just see things way different now than most people been seeing them all their lives. I take what people been seeing all their lives with a grain of salt, and then I add my own experience to it and say, you know what? Plus the research. Can't forget about the research. You got to have the research to back the story. Not to say that the story is true or false, but you just got to have some type of something to go on, a leeway to go on. When you at school and a teacher tell you to go do homework, they ain't telling you to do homework just so you can go home and sit at home and still work. The reason for homework, I believe, is so you can go home and do some research to say, you know what, I was telling you this, you found out this, and look, the next day we come in here, we matching it up, and now we can have a conversation where you know what, you yesterday you told me XYZ, but I actually found out it was this. Oh, thank you. That kid is going to be put in another classroom. All right. You see what I'm saying? You took the initiative to pass the test. You already passed it, you know. Rest of the people, hey, looking over everybody paper, hey, what's answer B? What's yeah, you do that. Give me what's the next answer, man? I ain't do it. Like, so it's just your mindset and perspectives on what you want out of your life, and nobody can give that to you, but you can influence that. You can give people an outlet to be like, you know what, I did see that it was done over here by this person, so yes, I will go out here and make a change and do it a little bit better than what it's been done. All we doing is copycatting. We can't do nothing new. All we can do is retread the wheel. So while you retreading the wheel, why aren't you doing it differently? We go on slavery and they talk about slavery all the time, how we've been trapped up for 400 years. Well, if we've been trapped up for 400 years and you know it's been trapped up for 400 years, why you make it 401?
Right.
I
I
mean, you
will say
gotta
this.
stop that and just say, you know what? Nah, we ain't going like that right no more. Okay. So you are responsible for the change that you want to become. And from that, others will see that and gravitate towards it. See, everybody want to lead, but don't nobody lead. That makes sense. When Martin Luther King died, they felt like everybody died, but they missed it. That one man gave you the juice and the spark, and you dropped the ball. Like, you was just still supposed to be out there getting it in, ready to take that death if it came, because that was what y'all was sacrificing. That's what that was. Like, those people out there knew that's what the cause was. Present day, they not going out there like that. They standing out there. But when they come out there with them shields and them rifles, they turn right back around and head the other way as well. Now, here's another group out there. They really about that smoke. They walking around there with them girls and they ready. They ain't playing around. All right. So them people right there ain't the ones to be messing with. And they definitely let it be known they hey, don't come around here with all that because we ain't about none of that. All right. But what I'm saying is, how did guns even get into the play? Like, they just been making weapons and people just been using them and going along with it. Nobody thought, like, you know what, I'm not really gonna use that.
Weapons been our defense.
You know what I'm saying?
Weapons. Our country was built on weapons. You know, when George Washington went to war, he didn't have them many guns. He had to send for guns to come from England over here so he can fight a war. We've
Oh, you
always
had to
been
call somebody,
we
right?
all
You said,
yeah,
"Hey, I don't know,
he
let me
got to
call the whole-"
he had to make
Hey,
that
send that
call.
over here.
You
Send
see
that
what I'm
over here,
saying?
dog. You know what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying is we all as an American, we always depend on a gun as a weapon
Why?
because that's
Y'all
what you
keep talking. I can hear you. I got to step off for a second.
all
Nobody,
right.
Keep talking.
nobody stopped it.
But
Nobody stops the trend. Like,
okay.
like, we just keep going on the same thing.
Somebody did stop the trend. You know who stopped the trend?
Who that?
Iranians, Arabics. They don't fight with just a gun. They got missiles. They fight with themselves. They strap a bomb. He don't give a fuck. He'll strap a bomb to himself
They take
and
their
go
stuff out.
and take himself out to take 20 of you motherfuckers out. You see
Oh,
what
that's
I'm
real
saying?
sacrifice.
That's real sacrifice right there for a mother. And also that's to show you how he was down for his
Too.
country or his cause or whatever. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's a weak-minded motherfucker because I'm not finna kill myself because I love myself. I'm not finna kill myself to sacrifice somebody else's life, 20 other lives. I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna if the
But
state's
you
right
will
now.
give up your life for your families.
Yes, because I'm about that.
So
I'm going.
that mindset that you have
I'm
on your family is the mindset that they got on their land.
like on their
You know what
land.
I'm saying?
Exactly. But I'm not gonna jeopardize my life for 20 other people's lives because one of them 20 other people could have had the cure to cancer. One of them 20 other people could have had a cure for this coronavirus. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I totally disagree with that. I totally disagree with that sacrifice of yourself. If you that's like you saying you don't love yourself. But some people saying, hey, they love something else more than they love themselves. And it starts with yourself. You got to start with yourself before you can do anything with anybody else. Before I can marry my wife right now, before I marry her, I had to love myself.
You had to
Before
get
I had to
yourself
love
together.
exactly. I had to
Can't
get
nobody
myself
make you
together.
happy, bro. You gotta make yourself happy before you can give happy.
Right, right, right. And some people don't get that. Some people don't get that, bro. Growing up, they don't get that. They don't get the love and the affection and the warmth and the comfort of a mother and a father. Some people don't get that. And then as they grow up, how can they adapt to that? You know what I'm saying?
Turn you into something else, man. It
Yeah.
turn you into one. So again, if I'm lacking love, in the end, I'm trying to
Some
get that back. I'm trying to get that back. In the format that I'm getting it back in, nobody can tell me how to get it back because there was no love present. So you can't tell me what that is. So now I take it in my own hands. This is love to me now. And this is what I'm rocking with. And this is what's gonna hold me down. You see what I'm saying? But the whole love wave got missed because honestly, everybody just want to be heard, to be cared for, to have attention, to
yeah,
be
but some people can't accept that.
validated.
They can't accept that the fact that okay, um, I got this in my life right now. I got $1 million in my life right now. I'm I'm good. I'm okay. I can pay for my well-being. I can make sure mama have this. Some people can't do that and it's too overwhelming. Next thing you know, they jumping off a fucking roof somewhere. They hanging themselves. They don't know how to embrace that. They don't know how to cherish that. To see the good from the bad
Right.
from the good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm listening.
That's that.
Mhm.
Got it all, man. Well, I appreciate you brothers for coming by, man, hanging out with me, talking about black fathers in America and what does it really mean.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hey, I want you to say hi.
outside of black fathers, just being a father in general, because be truthful, there really is no such thing as, color. You're just human. But they make it seem like it's a color thing, but we just a human being. So once you understand what you are, then you really can't argue with others who try to tell you that you're not. Everything come from black. So if everything come from black, there ain't no argument between me and you if you think that you over me. If anything, I'm what you trying to be. Everything has been stole from us. That's what they say. But how can you steal if we all human beings, dog? We all got the same choice and ability to do things. And I ain't trying to discredit nobody's class, but we all human beings at the end of the day. That is the class. And if you feel that you anything other than that, then hey, that's possible too. There are, archangels and different beings walking amongst the earth, but we human beings. All right. You gotta understand that as well. God made a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? We just his greatest creation. So we the only ones that got the choice. Everybody else don't. We get to choose. They don't. They gotta follow suit. And we get to choose to follow suit. So which suit you want to follow? The righteous or the unright? But you got to figure that out yourself before you can come, face the true light. Because we all help each other, man. We all are in this together. Nobody is over anybody. We all got the same abilities. We might have different talents, but together, all of our talents combined, it's like Captain Planet, man. When they threw out the different rings out there, they created Captain Planet, but each individual had their own little hookup. But collectively, they could call Captain Planet. You see what I'm saying? So all of us together collectively make America. That's what we do. Instead of arguing in America, no, we make America by, holding down each other. You can't complain or cry about your condition when you're not trying to fix it.
Exactly.
I got, an example. Here we go. We got Vince McMahon owns the WWF, turned to WWE, took out the competition, bought out the competition, and then said, you know what? I'm going to go start me a football league. That came out and it failed, went away for some years. So I'm going to still hustle this wrestling game and tighten that up. Then I'm going to come back to the football, brought the football back, not a rock on it. So the point I'm making is it ain't the NFL, but it's a league where you can play. So you don't have to have the NBA in order to be successful. You can walk out of that and create your own situation. But you just, don't want to. Or concerned, about other financial gains. But what I'm saying is all the people that's in entertainment or scratch entertainment, all the people that got at least they keep a minimum of $500,000 in their bank account, dog. All of those people can create unlimited possibilities for everybody. But that's just the choice that you just gotta make. All that money combined, that you can live off $6 million for the rest of your life and never be broke. All right. But if you doing extracurricular things that
you'll be broke in a year.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Well, what more do people need to get outside of the life essentials? You need a roof over your head, and you need to be able to travel. I mean, get around. That's transportation, a roof, and you need to be clothed. And you need food and wash. I mean, outside of that, what do you really, 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 really need? It's a lot of wants, and I'm a lot.
I'm a strong believer in it takes money to make money. I'm a strong believer in that.
It take people to make money.
That too.
Take the right mindset to make money. Money is always there. They can go print that up right now. And speaking of, do you know what money made out of?
Wood, trees.
Do you know the contents of money?
Trees, some type of dye.
About you, Terry?
Actually, I just heard exactly what it was made out of, and it's shocking. It's not none of the above that we would imagine and think.
Oh, you must have heard me put that out there before. Go ahead, tell me. Give it to me.
Um, don't give me the line about it. Like I said, I heard that
Oh.
actually this morning,
Oh, great. Give it
and
to me.
well, it didn't stick because it really didn't matter to me. But since you're asking the question, damn, exactly what was it? It's not trees.
It's recycled something.
No, it's not recycled and stuff.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. It's 75% cotton and 25% linen.
Yep.
So when you say 3/4 of something is what was picked for years,
Yep.
is the main ingredient in the stuff that you go out there and kill for. How smart are you really when you're looking at it? I told you, just your mind, how you look at things. All the stuff is the same. They ain't just had this American dollar. Jesus got sold out for money. So money always been available. So it ain't like, say you can't have money. So it's just about what you do with the money you got and how much of a kind, willing heart you got to release them funds. And to know that when those funds are released, your needs will still be met by God. That's it. Anything outside of that is just your own want. And we all want. But what does that want have to do with really moving culture forward?
Right.
Yeah. So that's just where we at. That's where we gotta be. Once again, fellas, I appreciate you guys stopping
Absolutely.
by. And in this
Sorry I was late.
No, it's all good, man. No such thing as late. On time, right on time, man.
No doubt. Just let me know when you need me again. I got you.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna go ahead and close this out in prayer, man. God, I'd like to thank you for bringing it to the night, allowing us to have this conversation, to be able to gain understanding and to try to move people forward in a positive manner. I ask that you would just keep blessing us. And I ask that you would just bless the ears and soften the hearts of the ones that hears this. I ask that you would just uplift the people. And I ask that you would just strengthen us with your wisdom and your knowledge. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Guys, it's been real. Thanks for kicking in with us. Think Different Podcast, man. I'll check y'all next time.
All right.
All right, brother.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.